Castle is guarding you, you're shooting 31% from the field. Maybe, just maybe, instead of us looking at him and saying he's struggling, maybe we point the finger as to why the struggles have been so profound against the San Antonio Spurs. This brother is up at his grill and he's guarding. And certainly you got Wimpy on the front line ready to erase anything that comes in the vicinity. But the bottom line is Stephon Castle has been giving Shea Butter some headaches. You're going to have to find a way to overcome that. Chet Holmgren, I can't say this enough. Are you going to show up? I mean, Wemby bust your ass. 41 points, 21 rebounds. If you respond with 4 points on 2 of 8 shooting, that's egregious. And here's the thing. It's not just a...
Brian told me, and he's like, come to the studio. This one to see. Me getting to the studio, this was there, we were all vibing, having fun. Then they played the best for me. They didn't even tell me he jumped on the song already. They just played the song for me, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I think that was the first time for me, like we having like very, very close, intimate conversation. Till now, we've been friends with them.
At the end of the game, 1 or 2 point game, I try to hold them, you know.
Okay, Stephen A. alluded to that sound, and there it is. It's a little cringy, I feel like, to hear this morning. A little bit, now that we know the results, and we've dissected this a little, but nonetheless, he wanted to hold him.
You hold him. First of all, you can't even, two of them evaporate. Well, he wants to have one in case he needs an appeal. In case there's a call he wants to appeal. Okay, so I understand keeping one, but you have the game in your control. And I'm not talking about the last 2 minutes. I'm talking about from 7.5 minutes on. If you stop the flow, you stop the momentum in the 6 or 5 minute mark with both of those timeouts. If you have to call them back to back, you've earned yourself enough time and got your players enough rest. Because yes, they just played those 2 long series, 7-game series. Donovan Mitchell was, I thought, is he so hurt that he can't touch the ball? He's on the right side of the floor, out of the action. In overtime, James Harden is going up the left side with the ball. James Harden hasn't hit anything, and Donovan Mitchell's not touching the ball. What is this? A coach has to see that diagnosis quickly and say, well, time out. Let's organize here. None of that. So this, and by the way, when you spin it forward, how do you get the room back? You that's your soundbite? You think players don't see this stuff? They don't see the clip? So you're not taking accountability. You should be out there in front saying, fellas, this was on me. This was on me for not calling the timeouts or not changing things up. You couch it as you have to couch it. You do that because you're looking forward to a game 48 hours in the same city, and you got to get that group back. How do you do it? With that, I don't see it happening.
100%. I don't know about the players, and we'll see how they respond. 2 things that I should mention. First of all, they missed 4 free throws in the last 7 minutes of the game. Allen missed 2 for Harden, and those are huge points. Number 2, it was a spotty call, and it hurt him. Foster, who I love as an official, he called away from the ball, a loose ball foul, and an OG missed free throw on Merrill. They got a 3 out of it. So they got a 4-point play right off a missed free throw, and this is during this little comeback. Because remember, they're up 20. Think about this for a second. They're up 22, and they got a huge 3. They're up 5. It was 94-89, and then Mobley made a huge 3 with 3 minutes left. You figure maybe that will settle things down. And the other thing I was thinking about, and then we'll throw it back to Stevie, I was thinking about two things, and it's funny how karma works. To me, I love this stuff. Last year, the Knicks blow the 14-point lead to Indiana in game one in the conference final, and Halbert hits a shot, and they get that one back here today. Cleveland down 9 with 3 minutes to go in game 5 in Detroit, which they never should have won, and they gave one back. It's amazing. You win one like that, eventually you get a shot at a
One day shy of exactly a year.
Is it 1 year? 1 year. Good job.
All right, well, so we pointed a lot of blame at Kenny Atkinson, deservedly so. But Stephen A., do you think Donovan Mitchell should absolve some of this blame for what also happened down the stretch last night?
Well, certainly if you're the starting team and you're averaging 27 a game against the New York Knicks, and your last field goal comes with 8 minutes left in regulation, that's a problem. There's no doubt about that. You can't absolve him from it. What I'm saying is the coach didn't help him because clearly he was exhausted. He was spent. You know, Donovan Mitchell is not one to stand around, and the Cavaliers are not one to design things schematically for him to just be standing around. And so because that was the reality, you got to look at it and say fatigue definitely played a role. There's no doubt about that. But in the same breath, you know what, you're Donovan Mitchell, you've got to find a way to be better than that. That's the difference. That's what we expect from superstars in this game. You got to find a way to answer the call, to dig deeper, and to find something inside of yourself to get something done. And he didn't do that. There's no doubt about it. I'm not completely absolving him. I'm just saying he's not the main culprit for the Cleveland Cavaliers. That would fall on the shoulders of the coach and, of course, James Harden getting abused the way that he was. I'm really serious. I don't know if James Harden is going to recover from this. We all know the sport of basketball. There are so many things that go in the stuff schematically in various other sports. But what I pride myself in, what I love about the game of basketball, at some point in time, it's you against that dude. At some point in time in the game, not for the whole game or anything like that, but it comes down to you against that dude. One of the great moments that I saw in NBA, I always bring this up, Dougie and Wilbon, when KD first arrived in Golden State. If you remember, you know, when LeBron was in Miami and him and D-Wade and Bosh and the crew got the best of Oklahoma City, a young Oklahoma City squad. And he had Russell Westbrook and James Harden coming off the bench, the Serge Ibaka's of the world, and Kendrick Perkins and other guys like that. That was different. That was one thing. When KD decides to go to Golden State and he's in the finals, one of the moments that I love is that he scores his first bucket of the game. I think it was the first bucket, the first or second bucket of the game. And then he clapped his hands and spread his arms and was guarding LeBron like, yeah, let's go. In other words, it's my time now. And we wanted to see that kind of matchup. If you saw Vince Carter in his day when he was doing things and then he goes on the court against Kobe and it's like Kobe, like, yeah, let's go. D-Wade sits up there and messes up Kobe's nose or his face or whatever during All-Star weekend. And then one of their first games after All-Star break came back. It was in L.A. at the Staples Center. And D-Wade and Kobe was going at one another. It was like, yeah, let's go. It's moments like that that basketball gives you that a lot of sports aren't able to give you. And when you see that happen like last night where Jalen Brunson hits 9 of his last 10 shots or 8 of his last 9 shots and is just abusing Harden. But Harden and Mitchell answer by missing 9 of their last 10 shots. You're like, this is basketball. This is what we love about it right now. We're going to find out who's who. And that's what we saw last night. Jalen Brunson looking at Harden and was like, yo, appreciate your greatness, your years of service. But there's something different here right now. And you ain't on this level.
Hey, okay, you can afford extra groceries this week because you downloaded Dave about $260 with extra cash. You can qualify as soon as you link your bank and open an extra cash account. Guys, this is my go-to when I'm low on cash and need quick. For example, right now, I'm really...
That's what we saw last night.
There's one right off of midweek on. This is during this little comeback. Because remember, they're up 20. Think about this for a second. They're up 22, and they got a huge 3. They're up 5. It was 94-89, and then Mobley made a huge 3 with 3 minutes left. You figure maybe that will settle things down. And the other thing I was thinking about, and then we'll throw it back to Steve, I was thinking about 2 things, and it's funny how karma works. And to me, I love this stuff. Last year, the Knicks blew a 14-point lead to Indiana in game one in the conference final, and Halbert hits a shot, and they get that one back here today. Cleveland down 9 with 3 minutes to go in game 5 in Detroit, which they never should have won, and they gave one back. It's amazing. You win one like that, eventually you get a shot at a goal.
1 day shy of exactly a year.
Is it 1 year?
Good job. All right, so we pointed a lot of blame at Kenny Atkinson, deservedly so. But Stephen A., do